Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Alistair and this is Accessible Photography. In the last episode I said I was going to get out and about, take some more photographs before discussing more about DxO. Unfortunately, for various reasons, in particular the weather has been awful for June, I've not been really able to get out and do what I wanted. But I'm going to discuss DxO a little bit just now, and I'm discussing DxO FilmPack 8. And this is going to upset probably some of my subscribers who came in from the video I did about Gen Z or Gen Z adopting analog cameras and other analog things, but cameras in particular. Because digital cameras are very, very pure, very crisp, very detailed, and just a bit too sharp, and just it's not great. They don't have the character that film has. And I said in that, and I wasn't lying, that they and I love film for all its flaws. That, yeah, it costs every time you take an image, but you're accepting the fact that it won't quite be perfect focus, won't quite be crisp, and that you'll likely get dust on the negative, and you probably have light leaks of an old camera, and you'll likely have scratches from winding on. But that's all part of it. That's the joy. And I did say in that video that there was software out there that could make digital images look like film. This is one of them, and it's pretty damn good. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at DxO FilmPack 8, and I'm going to start off in Lightroom and take you in from there. So last night we were at the camera club. There was only 3 or 4 of us there, and one of the guys decided to model as a steampunk, and for the benefit of the video we'll call him Russell, because that's his name. But it was good, apart from the fact that I couldn't get a flash trigger to work with the flash unit. So all my photographs are taken using the model light, which meant the ISO was very, very high. If I click on one of these early ones just now, the ISO was 16,000, and that's really, really high. That's not really a problem, and that's not what I'm looking at today. I'm not even going to denoise these. I'm just going to go straight in to looking at creating it as an old photograph. So I'm going to select one. This is my sample area here at the moment. I've got some other images that if we get to time, I'll look at those as well. But what I can do is just have a quick look at an image that I would like to work with. So I quite liked 1930. 1929 looks a little bit crisper, and I like the head angle on this one is good. I also like this one here, probably zoomed in there. Now these are untouched raws at the moment. I'm not sure about him walking there, and the posing here was okay, but the background's not so great. So the initial photographs I took, I actually had my ISO, not my ISO, I had my aperture at the wrong position. So for here, my aperture was f10, which meant it was getting the wall in the background in focus. Later on, I readjusted it and put it to 3.5. I actually thought it was 2.8, but it was 3.5. And even then, the depth of field is probably just a little bit too narrow, especially if we look at this image here. So this is 19. So if I click here, let's just click out of there first. Click on here, I can go to Edit In, and edit in FilmPack 8. Edit with Lightroom adjustments, and let's see where this comes up. So this is the image here, and to be honest, there's not a lot that I really want to do with it, but I like to have it in black and white. And the reason I want to have it in black and white is quite simply that another club member there, David, we'll call him David for the benefit of the video, because that's his name, and he's probably one of the better I wouldn't even say the better photographer. It's probably the best photographer we've got in the club. And he took a glance at the back of my screen and went, oh, that's nice. Nice colour, because I wasn't using flash. And I said, it'd be even better in black and white. Okay, David, let's put it in black and white. So if you look here, it's giving you various, I've already selected the filter for black and white, by the way. There's lots of things to select here. So these are all old different types of film for black and white. Let's go for Ilford and see what that looks like. That's quite nice on that one. Ilford FP4 plus 125. I actually prefer that one. It's just a little bit more light in the eyes there. Let's go a bit further down. If you go for this Kodak, it's very bright. But this is infrared, so it's high-speed infrared. I actually quite like the bit of a glow there. That's quite nice. I like that. Is it what I want? The XP2, it's closer to what I was thinking about. I kind of wanted a lot of black, dark shadows. So that's quite nice. I'm just going to go back to that. Was it the HPS 800 I clicked on? I think so. That one. So that one's giving a little bit more. I can see his ear in there. It's a nice picture, but I just want to go for this one here. Does anybody else see the king in that, by the way? It looks very like Charles in that image. Okay. I'm just going to go for this one. And for that, I want to export. So go to save. It's processing that. And hopefully that's going to pop up in Lightroom. That's Lightroom. And that looks nice. That looks really nice. And I could do a little bit more of adjustment to that if I wanted, just to bring... Right, I like that. So we're just going to bring in the ones that I brought in as extra samples to show, because just doing a portrait shoot is probably not the best way to show you the benefits of FilmPack. So here we have an old train. It was the Flying Scotsman, I think, although it doesn't say that at the side. Yeah, it's the Flying Scotsman, but it's the Cathedral Express on that day. Excuse my squeaky chair. Let's get settled. So this one here, it's quite nice. I'm quite happy with everything there. It's already been edited. This is a JPEG. I'm just going to go back to library, click on there, edit in, FilmPack. Might be an idea to edit a copy every now and then. So let's edit a copy. So what it does is it creates a copy to the side, and it should start bringing it up in here. So there we go. So close that. That's not important. Open this up. And here we have the train in all its glory. And what I'm going to do in this one is show you something slightly different. I'm not going to show the color at the moment. We're still going to stay in black and white. What we're going to do is have a look at this one called Time Warp. There's Time Machine, and Time Machine gives you various different periods through the history of photography, and allows you then to click on and give you the image style of the person or the film that was used at that time. Time Warp, not the Rocky Horror type, gives you a varying show of images going through time. So this is still the 19th century. It shows various different images taken by different people, and you'll be able to find that information by clicking on it at the time. And as it goes through, I find this very interesting, that as it got to the 1900s, so for 1900, that's going backwards. That's a lot better, that one. But this burnt out border is something that we always kind of put into images to make them look old, when it probably was just a style. At one period of time. So I quite like these, and I'm going to go back a little bit, because this is an image that, to be perfectly honest, it could have been taken at any time. Yeah, that's a fairly modern fence, but I like that one. So Time Machine is quite an interesting thing to use, especially when it's working. There we go. It's an interesting thing to use, and you can get the images out of it, but what I like to do is go down to something like this, which is an old postcard. Click on it again, old postcard, and it tells you a little bit of information here. This rendering evokes a vintage postcard found on a flea market after many tribulations that have dog-eared it and washed out its colours. Stain marks are typical of handmade postcards that were not made by a printer but directly developed on a photographic paper on which the space for the message and the address was pre-printed on the reverse side. Very interesting. So I've got that. Let me just save that. It processes it, and it will pop up here in Lightroom. And in Lightroom, I can do what I want to it. So it's got this lovely staining here. So this is the style. This is what I was saying about real photographs. They have a uniqueness about them, a character to them, a heart to them, especially if it's an old print. So this is a digital image that is made to look like an old image and an old print. And it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. So we'll have a look at this one here now. Or should we go to America? Let's go to America and open up FilmPack again. Shouldn't need adjustments because, oh, okay. Oh, that is, oh, apologies. That is actually a raw file I'm bringing in this time. And you can see the differences in the copy already. So this is really quite dark, but let's just see what images we can do. So this time I'm going to not use black and white. So go to filter. I can take black and white off. I can select legacy films, negative films. I can just have everything here. So let's just go for legacy films. So here we have the films, and some of these I've never seen in my life before. Agfa was one. Agfa color, I was never really a fan of Agfa. And yeah, I did find it just a little bit. Found it. Fuji was green. Agfa, I think Agfa, the colors were just a bit too poppy for my liking. And Fuji was quite green. Let's have a look and see if there's any Fuji in here. So Superior, that should be quite good actually. That's not too bad. Yeah. Now this is the Harman Phoenix, and it makes a huge difference to the image. I mean, it's just very, very characterful. It's maybe not what I want for this time. It's very grainy as well. But I think the Fuji Superior, that's quite a nice whitewash look about it. Let's have a side-by-side view. Okay. So yeah, the bottom one is the Fuji. Just have a look at the Harman. That's mega. Hector. Kodak Hector. Oh, Kodak Hector. I loved Kodak Hector. And my image is very close to Kodak Hector. There's not a lot of difference there at all. So you probably wouldn't want to use it for this. Let's try Elite Color. Look at the difference there. That is nice. So let's just bring that off. There's the side by side slider. Ah, there we go. That's the original. And then that is putting on Kodak Elite Color 400. And that's how pictures looked back in the day. I mean, that is digital crisp. This is my Nikon D750. And did he get the horizontal? The horizon's not very straight, Alistair. Come on. But I do like it. That is cool. Kodak Porta. Now the Kodak, that's, ooh, Yeah. So the Kodak kind of loses greens. You see the greens in this area here, how the Kodak kind of loses that. It kind of goes grey. But that's fine. Kodak Ektachrome 100 VS. The rocks have become kind of purple. Even the sky is just a little bit purple. Now, I remember seeing film come back like that and knowing that's not what I photographed. But that's a case of, in those days, of learning to try different films and get what you wanted out of them. So this way, now you can take a digital image and get the image that you want from it. So I quite like that. So there we are. It's a fascinating package. Yes, you can get something similar in Lightroom. You can get these varying things, but this just gives you a little bit more, and a little bit more, probably a bit more accuracy as well to what would have been available back in the day with film. I think if you were doing a project where you wanted to take photographs and have them all looking exactly the same and dated, then this is perfect. If you just like creating photographs and making them look old, then this is great. And a reason that would happen is exactly what we were doing last night, where we were taking a photograph of somebody dressed as a steampunk, which is kind of Victoriana and modern at the same time. It's an interesting concept. So you can take a photograph and make that black and white, and you can pick all sorts of different types of black and white to suit. So I think it is good. I like it. It's great fun to work with, and I can do a lot more with it than I can show just now. So I would suggest going into the description. There's a link there to DxO. Get your 30-day free trial. And if you really like it, get a 15% discount from me by typing in AP15 when you purchase a product. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm not getting a lot out of this. This is purely to help you. I didn't take this on to make lots of money because it's not going to happen, not with my channel. But I wanted to try DxO, and if I liked it, I wanted to be able to show it to you guys and let you see if you want to use it as well. Okay, and I am now going to go downstairs and have myself a little Scottish water, that little tanned Scottish water, because it's now 10:15 at night, and I think it's time to wrap up. So I will see you in the next one. Slán Till the next time. Bye for now.